Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So, I love videos like this. I learned so much, right? We're gonna check out Americans riding the tube, which is an underground railroad station out in the UK. Now, me being a New Yorker, I'm used to that MTA. Yeah, that experience, which maybe it won't be too different. Maybe there'll be similarities, but either way, we are gonna find out. So with that being said, what's smoking on my dragons, divine righteous, almighty greats overachieving, never slacking. Today we're flying back over to the UK and we are actually going underground. Here we go.
This train is going to Elephant and Castle, calling at Piddlywink, Lovely Jubbly, Moist Puddleton, Snorescumber Hill, Titmouse and Tent, Polka for Salsa, Gemma has seen a ghost, and lastly, not me, not Hermione, you.
Oh man.
This train
If
is going to
listen,
Elephant and Castle.
if it really sounds like that, man, it'll be like a fairy tale. It'll feel like I'm in a movie if it really sounds like that. Someone said everything sounds so whimsical over there, and the person who the creator Nickel Ask thinks he replied and he said it is. Someone said ha ha ha, not me, not Hermione, you. Man, that would definitely be a heck of an experience for the first time hearing that for sure.
My name is Sammy. I'm an American that recently relocated to the UK from the US, and I'm going to talk about my experience taking the train for the first time. Coming from the US, it's pretty common knowledge that public transit really isn't a thing there, let alone trains. So some of those little things, like are there bathrooms on trains? Can you walk on a train while it's moving? I didn't know the answer to some of these things, so I was honestly a little stressed, a little nervous. And I was taking this train by myself because I had a shoot up in Bristol, and my partner was going to meet me up in Bristol after the shoot was over. So for context, the train was going to Bristol. It was about an hour and 30 minutes long, and it left at 8:23 on the dot from the train station. So we got to the train station at like 8:05, 8:10. But lo and behold, the train station was closed when we pulled up, and guess who had a full bladder? My panic started increasing, as did my blood pressure. Thankfully, the process of boarding the train was pretty straightforward. You basically just get on, take your seat, put up any luggage that you have, and then once the train starts moving, there's an attendant that'll come through and check your passes on your phone. Once I got in the train, this was my view. Now take notice.
Okay, so that type of train would be more like a Metro North that we have in New York that goes all the way up to Westchester. You also have one that goes to Long Island and another one that goes to New Jersey. So that would be more similar to a Metro North train. I see someone here said, are there no trains in America? Pretty much every inner city in America, for the most part, has a train. Definitely very different, though. Definitely very different. And if you do come to New York, you go on the trains, it'll feel like you're in a movie, 100%.
You see any bathroom signs? No. I didn't either. Thankfully, the train attendant came down 10, 15 minutes later, which felt like a millennia to me. And when he came down, I pleaded with him, like, sir, please, do you have bathrooms? And if so, where are they? He pointed out that they were just through these doors in the next carriage over. So I did my business and was very relieved. Not gonna lie, the fairy tale vibes were immaculate. Just driving through and past towns. Nature out here is so picturesque. It's very much something out of a fairy tale, out of Studio Ghibli. So I was soaking up those vibes. I even had enough time to do my makeup. That was cool. They even have like outlets on the side of some seats so that if you need to charge your phone or a tablet, even some tables if you need to have a meal or get your laptop out, you can do that as well. Eventually we arrived at the Bristol train station, which honestly looked like something straight out of Harry Potter, not gonna.
Don't mention Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter, and not too long ago, I remember someone commented on one of my posts, and they're like, "You always mention Harry Potter, like that's all." Da, 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 da. Listen, I love Harry Potter. You mad at me for that? Secondly, I have a lot of reaction videos to the UK, like where I'm just not mentioning Harry Potter at all. That was more so in my earlier days of reacting to the UK. I mean, you can't really be mad if that's something that influenced the world, and that's mainly what we've seen as something that got to our hearts as kids, and it was all based in out there, and that's just how our minds were designed. I mean, obviously through reactions and through learning, I realized real quick, okay, there's so, it's so much more. There's so much. But even when she's riding the train, I'm thinking about. I can't help but think about how J.K. Rowling was writing, parts of Harry Potter while she was on the train. So it's like, my bad, you guys impacted the world in a beautiful way. Okay, to those that feel like, oh, why do I always mention that? Listen, what can I say?
Lie. To my saving grace, there was a Starbucks in there, so you bet that I got my overpriced hot chocolate because it was a chilly day and I needed to warm up. But yeah, that's all I have to say about my first experience riding the train. If you have any specific questions about living in the UK or moving to the UK, feel free to post them in the comments. I would love to answer anything. Or yeah.
And yeah, UK, you guys obviously influence the world in many ways. So that's why I like reacting to just different places in general, because I love learning. I love learning, and I love to have that respect for just other places. I love to not be blind. I realize through through the school system, we didn't really pay attention. Well, I got to speak for myself, but I didn't really. It was harder to kind of like you don't learn the things you can. YouTube is a university. Like, you learn so much. You hear people in the present, in the now, and you see them experiencing things now. You get to see it all through a cell phone or through a laptop. So, I love learning, guys. I love it.
What is it like being an American, living in the United Kingdom, not used to using trains? Sadly, it's so bad, but it's me. It's all me. I'm so bad at the trains in England. I can only say England because I've only done the trains in England, so I'm not saying the United Kingdom, but I've only done it out of London, and either the train gets canceled, or I get convinced it gets canceled, or I accidentally got a paper ticket one time. Don't ever get a paper ticket, always get electronic tickets. So I got to the train station early. I always get here crazy early. You'd think I'm an old woman because I get here so early, because I get so scared. I've already convinced myself that it's canceled. I've already gone to customer service. It's not canceled. So now I'm staring at this really big board, and it should be on time, and it's just the scariest thing ever. And I walked and lived and worked and took the subway and took trains all on the East Coast and in New York City. No problem. I don't know why I can't get it down here. I hold nothing against the United Kingdom. I think this is a Star Hoss problem. Can someone please enroll me in train lessons in the United Kingdom, please? We are at London. I know I can walk to Buckingham. I'm a huge world.
I don't know how many trains she's taken in New York City, but there's definitely a lot of times where you will run into a lot of problems. And hey, I've waited 2 hours for a train before. Honestly, yeah, yeah.
And I love that walk. And because it's a direct train to Coventry, which is the easiest train station to where I live. I don't live in Coventry, but this is the big board, the board of doom. And I'm waiting to see what platform I'm on, and this board has become a part of my nightmares. Here's what life is like as an American, living in the United Kingdom, living in England, not used to using trains. What do you think, everybody? Why am I so bad? Please give me all your train tips. I use Trainline before you ask, and please help me out. Cheers! Can't wait to hear from all of you on this. Yeah.
It does remind me of NY. Like, I see someone right here that says, I've never been on an American train, but UK is awful and overpriced for trains, and half the time you end up on a rail replacement bus. Yes, I have ended up on replacement buses, little shuttles, because the train didn't come and something happened, and yeah, I mean, I think it might depend on the luck of the luck of the day. Honestly, it might. Honestly.
Guys, every time I come to the UK, I try to keep my complaining to a minimum, because I know an American in a foreign country complaining, what else is New. You are so obnoxious, Bianca. Yes, we know. I get it. I'm going to say I just got off of a 4-hour train ride where some woman with an accent that I could not, like, we both were not, like, computing, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "You're in my seat." And I said, "Well, that's crazy because I've been in this seat for the last 3.5 hours. So no, I'm not in your seat." And then she forcibly bullied me into picking up my 7 bags and moving because allegedly something went wrong where everyone in my entire cabin was double booked. But I'm American, so I'm polite. And I was like, and then I got up. And now I have arrived at my final destination and I'm profusely sweating. Obviously, my face is probably red as Miss Piggy. And I forgot there's no air here. There's no air here. So my complaining of not complaining, because I have not complained this entire trip. I've actually been having a really peaceful and magical time. My complaining starts here in the heart of Sheffield, England.
Oh man, listen. Someone in the comments said, if she has a reservation, you are in her seat. That's how it works in the UK. Doesn't matter how long you have sat there. Listen, sometimes we can make ourselves look foolish. And you know, when you start going off like that on a video and saying, just going off, and it might have really been her seat there. But hey, when we can't always be right. It is what it is. Someone said, you do know that our hotels have AC. You just made the mistake of booking one without. Listen, she probably got, I'm going to be nice. She probably got a busy schedule. I want to look more into that tube. That tube. Let's go in there.
Oh, there we go. Hey, babe.
What's up?
What are we doing?
Going to London. On a train, supposedly, that we had a reserved seat. But more like a subway in Korea. It's fully packed. We're standing up, can't move.
It's hot.
It's hot. 50 minutes on a train. It's shoulder to shoulder. Like at the club.
It's an hour standing up.
So, lesson learned. Don't get on the middle, go to the front where nobody is.
See, that's the train. We're in car 7. And it's like the crowded one.
Yes, it is.
But we'll go live from London.
Definitely not nothing I'm not used to there. Let's see.
Right, guys, I'm currently at Padang Gatan station. I'm currently waiting for my train, but I've not seen Padang Gatan Bear yet. I just love the architecture at Padang Gatan. It's so good. Right, guys, I'm currently at Padang Gatan station.
Someone said, I thought she was in Thailand with that pronunciation. Someone else said, please tell me this is just a joke for views. All right, I want to type in the tube. I'm not seeing enough. I want to see that tube. Is this it? Is this the tube? Oh, a little cute little baby. Am I saying it right, guys? Is it tube? Is it tub? Let me know in the comments. I want to see more of that. Hold on. Let me type that in real quick. Okay.
This train is going to Piddlington, stopping at Wibbly Wobbly Wonder, Itty Bitty Willington, Bibbity Bobbity Boo, Illy Zilly Billy, North Chuggity Buggity, Cockwell, and Southeast West Wellington.
Whoa, would I be confused? I wouldn't know where I was at. If I just randomly said one day, hey, you know what? I'm out here. Let me get on a train. Let me just go check some things out. I would just pick a name that sounds interesting, I guess, unless I already did my homework and knew where I was going. But even then, it's like I would feel like I walked through a portal, like into just some whole new dimension. I mean, that is just something I am not used to at all.
Headlights, the middle platform was vacant and we're going nowhere. I don't know what's going on. So I don't see there's a problem with the points, we can't get into the platform. But why this train, the northbound platform's not come south yet, I do not know. But until it moves, we can't move forward.
Sorry, let me sing my song. Whoa, I'm American. Oh, say you see I'm American. An American boy living in London.
Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa, I'm American. Whoa, I'm American. An American boy living in London. I'm gonna remember that. Now that I am used to seeing people sing on the trains. Yes, we see our cultures are. It's not too different. It's not too different there.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. This is the Areola line. 2 Toots galore, servicing Thumbelina's Lips, Pubes Drive, Earl Grey Station, Glaucoma Shire, Corner, Bone Marrow Road, and Cousins Kissing Park. If you see something, tell everyone you know. Absolutely everyone. See something, say something, snitch like a bitch. Mind.
Listen, is it called? Is it Chubby? Chubby? So Chubby, like Chubby, riding the Chubby. That is very unique there. Unique name.
Ride the tube with me as an American. Now, if you told me at any point when I first got here that I was going to be okay and comfortable riding the tube, I would have been like, heck no, that's never going to happen. When I first got on the tube, it was probably the most confusing and complex thing to me because I had no idea where or why anything was located where it was. I'm not afraid to admit my little California self loves convenience. If I can hop in a car and go somewhere, I am there. But as time has passed, I've learned how convenient it actually is to use the tube versus driving, and it's actually scary because now I'm like, wait, maybe the tube is a better option. One thing that I've also learned is that people in London, they do not care about personal space. They will get all up in your business and they will bump you and they'll not say excuse me, and it's totally fine, I guess. I'm still adjusting, but now I'm understanding why everyone wears heavy coats and sneakers everywhere, because you will be walking, baby. Ride the tube with me as an American.
Okay, so that makes sense. She's from Cali. California is a lot more spread out, for sure. You don't have as much, people congested and all close and bumping. But if you're a New Yorker, that's something you're gonna be used to, man. Like New York, Philly, Chicago, maybe even DC. It's just Atlanta, man. Atlanta's a little spread out more for sure. But yeah, you're gonna be used to it. New York, definitely. You're gonna be used to like bumping and yeah, it gets like that. That's why I say it does remind me. Even looking at them in a train station, it really reminds me of home. Me and American one. Okay, so her sound is off. Oh man. Oh, that is definitely gonna be me the first time. That is definitely gonna be me.
This train is going to Elephant and Castle, calling at Piddlywink, Lovely Jubbly, Moist Puddleton, Snorescumber Hill, Titmouse and Tent, Polka for Salsa, Gemma. This train is going to Elephant and Castle, calling at Piddlywink.
Listen, I'm trying to go to Elephant Castle. I would not. That's where I would stop at. Let me hear that. I'm going there.
This train is going to Elephant and Castle, calling at Piddlywink, Lovely Jubbly, Moist Puddleton, Snorescumber Hill, Titmouse and Tent, Polka for Salsa, Gemma has seen a ghost, and lastly, not me, not Hermione, you.
Oh man, guys, here goes. You're a New Yorker taking the tube in the UK.
Ooh, this is nice. Girl, this all this is you right here? Okay. They don't smell like roaches in here or nothing. Ooh, this is nice.
Okay, that was definitely a lot cleaner. That is a big upgrade from in New York. I will admit it's you're not seeing. I didn't see anyone complain about no big rats. I didn't see anybody complain about cockroaches or seeing homeless people sleep on a train. That's very
This
good.
train is going to Piddlington, stopping at Wibbly Wobbly Wonder, Itty Bitty Willington, Bibbity Bobbity Boo. This train is going to Piddlington.
Okay, so people definitely love that sound right there. That mean piddly widdly winglington and Elephant Castle and all that good stuff. Listen, it looked clean. From a New Yorker, like that, that's like upgrade. That feel like you got the VIP. I feel like you got the VIP. All right, like you first class up in no first class down in the ground. That's that. There we go. Remix. There we go. But man, shout out to everybody out there. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have been rode trains in America, whether that be above ground, right, like the Metro North or some type of railroad, whatever, or underground, let me know the difference between UK and America, right? There is a lot of Americans who, once again, America is so massive, right, that there is a lot of Americans who have never really rode trains like that. They didn't grow up in cities. Going to a place like Philly, New York, like it's a different world than somebody who might be from Montana or Colorado or Indiana or Kansas out there with Dorothy. It's a different world. Alabama, like this different world. So it always depends on what type of American you are. And I feel like that's why when I do go to the UK, right? I feel that's gonna make my videos so interesting. Being a New Yorker, which I do feel like there's a lot of similarities, I'm gonna really be able to, compare for sure. But with that being said, everybody enjoy your day. Much love, and whether you are out there in England, whether you are out there in somewhere in America, any type of transportation that you get on and you use, just be careful. I care about your safety. Much love.